Now, ABUTRICA asem we see, you know. Yentie in Sembia course with Angel FM. Mami be not so can send me. And I want you to listen to this lady very well.
Media say ebase enyo bi a what internet so ebum krofo ewo wo mo bank account mu o Ghana ha ne ade a eya na me ya ye nipa boni nipa wom my stand abi before Ghana for ye yi wo mo group mu wu ye bra na ye che wo mo nkoa otene mam won ka wo bi onye obi abone onte obi asanso ote onu ankasa ni krom na obi free ni krom aba ba chene sa wo me hwa wo a wo nuru ni party bia mu ntimi de wo kwa mi krom ama kwa kodi pa na ye che wo dungeon mu a ye do be kwa akɔhye adan a ye hwese ye pa mo ho oden sebi kwasiafo mo mpa mo krom mo ye weak omo pa mo ho ye den a de ade omo be fa mu ni nyina achi no on betimi anya ahoden survive na chance kokoduo ne de kokogina ahudifo mu so won no a owo ahoden obetimi ado ye de ne kokogina sa ye bridge na bibini mu nchi gina mo kon so na mo fa mo ta nkosoro a enya atwede onipa egina ni nua kon ho na de mota ma we na wo ye gina na adwiri cream wo ebesu kon so no wo wu ye nya ho compensation wi enu mu nye du njen we 8 million nipa ba ko pen kwankran nka yesan enti ne ma ete san de ana sebi se otiga na ha no obokro no de afan de opa bibia kokotoko yenye na boro enti ana nka no ha adwe na menua no moyi se sika ne basa ya moda mo na on se mo ye na ebom mamo a eya mo diskane se mboto mu enye yi on ana wenu mo de kwa bank enye na bank na mko yivi when a basanwa nasa was you mansion yes mansion me kai say some time ago about mekasebe a year or so and na me hu say ajagraja di krachi hu dance here se mansion wasi edi asi suedro no sabre na nanado na president so nanado fia wasi any impo Jubilee house na ya bankasi atena ye kura no ento krachi no compound ne mansion ni na wo hwei ni pool aso television hotel pool kakra dadwa hwe ne cyber truck efi akrachi na sia wotim 31 years oye adwuma bai ana inheritance obviously we start ye niama we na na ma nipa ni ba ho we start to puna kase a watamfo animu no na atamfo na omo hwe no enyo omo nyina na omo ani ewu but na atamfo na omo hwe no ebi nso fa ho adwen na wempo de otira anye ye watamfo abrofo asi abecho abusia simple nam kwan papa so na se wonya bibia ti hu kakra bi kire de aka no fasi.
This is quite disturbing, you know. Very disturbing for us to allow this to go on our radio stations. And you, it is not right. Mami asemo can the crack is saying. The crack is say slave trade be cause maybe into or they are not justify so obi ti krum ha na obubronia to her she believes to say it is right. Jesus Christ, really? Mr. Timmy Show, Mekacha say, as I speak now, none of the people who have been picked by a FBI no obi no court abeka or guilty. So I'm not going to sit here and sound to say all the guys who have been arrested by the FBI, they are guilty of any crime. No, until they go to court, they all make their cases, prosecution make their case, defendants make their case. At the end of the day, so mudifwa we will all see. But this is prime time radio. Abrante bi we SS. Ote ABUTRICA asem no, the yemu hihye no. Na adwene ne say obeso ye bibi te say fraud. As we speak, all that we are talking about say ABUTRICA ye fraud ni nyina speculations because nobody has been able to bring one evidence. Omo ye bechi omu ni nyina no until the case is done. No. Obi antumi ka say obi a fraudster. So for me, as a journalist, I will not refer to ABUTRICA and Omaya Chom some fraudsters. No. The FBI believes that they have evidence to prove some fraudsters. Until they prove it, no, we will all say, they are suspects now. Now, young fan is say, ya tese almost some your fraudsters. A brand TB SS. Now, Julian say, this is a shortcut, Mate. Me who be say, Mamin Koyebi. But what is your chick, Ubia or your suspect in that kind of a Jumadi. Sa brand tiano, the emotional. Right now, he's torn between Minkoyebi and Ama Minkoyebi. Na sa brantie na aso radio na otie maami wei. Na maami wei ka cha brantie ne say. Ye nananom abrofo besisa omo koye ekoyusu omo. Inti abrofo de yeka. Enti se obi ebubroni a oti ne kurom a time na yesisa ye nananom kono ono nka ho. None of us no be antiasi time and yes ye nananom ye slaves na obi enu ohu bi ama obi ti radio so ka say obetu history bi say ye nananom bi omukọ abrofo kuro abrofo besisa omukọ ye omaya kayaka de enti it is right for sa brantie bi epese ofa internet so ye nyoma bi a enya ohu kwan se oso ye oju say sa brantie na we SS na opese or go into this bad behavior, and I say, where do you think this young man obeying inspiration free? So I'm way, or the hundreds and hundreds of young people, she has pushed them into illegality. And we need to be careful what we say on radio. We need to be very careful. So statement here, mami we no. Ama akrebi na ope reason edi aye bibi enye. We nya reason. And the obusan say identity na person okoye sa fraud you say now ye nananom ye be form say slaves intime so me wia broni. This is the kind of inspiration we are using our radio to spread. So what Ghana crack can say obi e defraud wo momo transaction 3,000 Ghana 2,000. Do you know how people feel? Ghana pokeke. When somebody defrauds you of 200 Ghana, 1,000 Ghana, some people be to be femu. We are talking about people's life savings. Sani pana sebio, yes a suspect be jini sikano. Time na slave trade koso na sani pano oni ho. Miracle na mini ho. Why should that person? Why ye juma? Na ebi ono ako pension. Odina kuma pasum ne man. Uma akorabi advice say. So we are sa nipa na, it is okay. Because sa nipa na nana eye wo nana bibi abra. You don't even have evidence to it. This slave trade thing. We all came to meet the story. There are evidence there's a slave trade happening here. But do you know the details? And some of us sometimes ask questions to say, as much as Yanana will be so far these things, you know, didn't we allow ourselves for this to happen? Because we have seen other places where these missionaries went there and those people defended their islands and their countries and they had to return. Maybe Yanana ain't that courage or that wisdom to do that. Maybe Yenanan were easily enticed about what they saw. Maybe they were enticed about the white skin. So there are so many things that came together for us to fall prey, for us to become, or we being at the receiving end. But that does not mean, say, Mami Penny better TV so. It's so tough to get $1 in the United States. Just $1. It is not a joke. Your Nippon Pim over 90 to 100 million people in America. Omu physical $10,000 cash da. Omu be that. Physical $10,000. Omu be that. In their life since they are war. It is not a joke. So for you to make this an inspiration or sending this message out to young people, say, Obi be doing an abro, you're trying compensation, omuntu ya kanti. You have the right. You are not even supposed to say whether it's your opinion or not your opinion. This is not a message to send because you don't know who is listening to you. You have no idea who is listening to you, who is desperate, who wants to make a decision. So we always want a reason to commit a crime. So person would do bonny. So who is to or chimpena? Now person from Pinichia. You sit and ask yourself, dear na reason ben na menya dear this boneno. Every human being, before you take a move or make a move or commit a crime, you ask yourself, you need a reason to commit a crime. Send a beya, it will make you not to feel guilty in your head. So we don't have to use our platforms to give them a reason to go into things they are not supposed to go into. It's in the first place, we are not supposed to do this. We are not supposed to even create that impression. We are not even supposed to start such a conversation. Then she jumps to Adana Munyeskana Namu show off. A level of ignorance. Then she jumps to Emrante Munyesika Namu show off. Let me tell you. When the American government is investigating you in Ghana for fraud or whatever, they don't fucking care about what you have in Ghana. When the FBI is coming after you, after they gather their evidence, they say, Obiti ABUTRICA, Kwame Amwako ejinipanisika unlawfully. When the FBI sits to analyze the case and they mention a name of a suspect, they are not talking about what the suspect owns in Ghana. They don't care. Their focus is to cut off the blood where the idea, where it germinated from. How to stop it. It is not what you have. You can be a fraudster in Ghana and live like the most poorest person. The Americans don't care. It is the brain that you use in amassing that wealth. Whatever you do with the wealth is your problem. So what they do? So we talk about 500 though. Let me tell you for a fact, the FBI that came to Ghana to pick those boys who are suspects, they never cared about what they have. They don't care. They want to stop the crime because the person who started the crime or does the crime is here. If you're able to stop the person, those things, it will not matter again. Into Moka say, and a boy see, and a motoka, and I didn't show off. Let me tell you, you can decide to dupe people in different countries around the world and decide to live in a madhouse. When they want to pick you up, they don't care about where you live. You can be seen as the most wretched guy on the street of Ghana. They will pick you up. You can come and hide all the money and pretend to say, they will pick you. They don't care. You can also be driving the most expensive car in the world. They will pick you. We just need to let the young people understand. Don't get yourself involved. Eh? The little I know about Americans. So if you allow the American government to spend a dime on you, and I'm talking about investigating you, because so spending 2 hours at a meeting for or the 30 minutes effort plane, not all is because of you. Say almost share a meeting several days, and at the end of the day, pay people for their time because of you. The taxpayers' money, they need to make sure it does not go to waste. And let me tell you, it is not what you have. It is not how wretched you are. When they get to know you have committed a crime and they have enough evidence, they will come pick you up. So many of you say, media may ejuma webi. It means show off from end there. They don't fucking care about now. Oh, and you're about to show off for America. It is you they need. The people involved is what they need. That is why make us say membo be a ding, because for now the conversation is they are all suspects. So Ghana media we're going to be honest with us and being professional enough. And all the headlines from the day they started picking these boys, they were supposed to put the caption as suspects. But you see, because our system is messed up, we basically judge people before even they go to trial. I don't fucking know what these people did. Whatever I'm hearing are speculations. Until the FBI and the US government are able to prove in court, I cannot sit here and say, boy, we acquire fraud. Boy, we acquire fraud. Because they even have the right to sue me for saying that. Because at this point, Obianya fraud, there's not been confirmed, no court. So why don't we understand? Our job as journalists is to tell the young people there's something called internet fraud. Don't get yourself involved. See a JLOB because of data, then you can use that as an example and say this person was jailed because of this particular crime, and that if you are thinking of doing this crime, stop. But we can't use suspects to cover up real conversations.